What's up, Discord? Welcome back to another market analysis. Welcome back to another video, guys. So, we're right here on Forex Factory. We're gonna get straight into it, guys. We're right here on Forex Factory. Hopefully, this music isn't too loud. Yeah. So, we're right here on Forex Factory. Now, we have a good week, right? So Wednesday and Thursday is going to be our main 2 days of this week. We have CPI on Wednesday. Also, we have press conference for the CAD. Also, we have unemployment later that day for like the Aussie. That's going to be during Asian session. But the main thing we're going to focus on for Wednesday is going to be CPI. Of course, you guys know that. And then also we have the Canadian as well coming out with their BOC, right? So that is going to be the main thing for Wednesday. As you can see, Monday, nothing really like crazy. We have odd news later, Aussie later in the day, which is going to be like nighttime, not the time that we look at the market. So if you're in some positions or whatever, make sure that you're checking it up on that time. It's going to be during Asian session. That's on Monday. Tuesday, we don't have any news. Wednesday, we have CPI. Thursday, we have PPI and unemployment claims. And we also have a lot of news for the chef early in morning. It's going to be around London session. Euro has some news as well before this PPI comes out. And then Friday, we have GDP. That's going to be for the pound. 2 a.m., which we know that is Frankfurt Open. So, yeah, pretty action-packed week with a lot of news. Right, Wednesday and Thursday, that's going to be the main 2 days that we're going to focus on. And that's also the days that I'm going to be doing our live calls this week, right? Wednesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern inside the Discord. That's when I will be live and we will be trading live. Of course, I'm going to send positions before that time. You guys know I'm already up early before that, but that's when we're going to be trading most around that time. Mostly, I'm trading US 30 and NAS. So if you guys want to be prepared for that, that's going to be the time that I usually trade the indices. I'll send my Forex setups before that point, since you guys know it's mostly limit orders or, reaccumulations, redistributions. If anything happens during that time, we'll also cover the Forex pairs as well. But majority around that time, I'm trading indices. But that's going to be the best time for you guys to come and ask me questions or, ask me about your setups or anything like that. It's all going to be live. So that's going to be the best time, of course. And then we could chat, talk, and, have a good time as we usually do. It's going to be more consistent with the live calls. It's going to be the only 2 days for now that I'm going to be doing is Wednesday and Thursday at that time. And that's going to be consistent for the next couple of months. Okay. I'll add more days as time goes on and we'll see how that goes. But for the time being, that's going to be the 2 main days. Let's get straight into the into the pairs real quick. I'm going to talk about crypto a little bit later. Give you guys my analysis on what I think was going on about that. But let's get straight into it. Let's go to DXY. Let's talk about DXY. So, as we know, we've been getting this huge rally on DXY, which is making the dollar strong. This is why we see GU and EU was falling, AU falling, USD CAD going higher, USD Chef going higher, right? That's with the dollar that was being bullish, right? Now, as you can see, we have kind of slowed down, which is a good thing. We've slowed down, but I want you guys to recognize how we've slowed down. We did not create a distribution. We basically just invalidated a change of character, which this is not signaling to me a reversal. This is just signaling to me a pullback. The difference between that is a reversal. We would see more impulsive momentum based move to the downside. So as you guys can see, you see this huge rally towards the upside right here versus how we are creating this channel back to the downside, right? You can see this is more like a step ladder type movement versus the market just jumping. Okay, So that is telling me that buyers are still in control just based off this last push versus how we are correcting this push. It tells me that buyers are still in control. Okay, doesn't mean this market won't still continue go lower, and that's okay if it does. I'm just letting you guys know what the sentiment and how the market is looking right now. Don't be surprised if we get just that, right, and this be our reaccumulation and we continue higher. I could see that happen. Remember, I told you guys this is an imbalance that I'm looking for us to fill right here on the 4 hour. We already took out our liquidity points, so the main objective that I was looking for has already been met. The next objective would be this imbalance. After that, we do have some liquidity above these highs, which could take more time. I do expect the market to give us a bigger retracement before we come for these highs. That could be starting now. I would actually like for us to pull back now. I would like for us to continue this pullback at least back into this zone right here. I put that arrow too far. At least back into this zone here, around this area, around this price point 104, before we start seeing some type of accumulation happen around here, before we see another push to the upside, filling up this imbalance, potentially giving us another pullback before we continue higher, taking out those highs, right? That's if we see DXY continue on that bullish momentum, that bullish push. Now, right now we still are in a bullish momentum. Like you can see, we have a huge impulsive leg versus our channel coming to the downside. So that's one thing to look at. I'm still bullish on the dollar. Dollar still looks bullish to me, which means that we could potentially see GU and EU start coming back to the downside, just not right now since we're getting this pullback, right? So now when I go to GU, and we'll talk about EU after this. When I go to GU, look how we're seeing this market right now. I want you guys to just view the market in its entirety. So we're getting this pullback to the upside, as we know, right? We're on the daily time frame. This is a huge leg to the downside. Now we can see, like, within that price action, we're getting our accumulation push, another ACU push, right? This is our leg on the higher time frame from this low to this high. That is our main leg. This is why I have this demand zone area here. This is the next demand zone that I'm expecting the market to come into. This whole thing is a reaccumulation. Inside of this reaccumulation here, we can draw the fibs. You can see where the market has came to. It's came to the 50% of our reaccumulation. Right now, this is the extreme of our reaccumulation. If you're gonna set a limit order, this is where I would set that limit order. That's why I have it here. If I see the market continue coming down, which I expect us to see that happen, honestly, a little bit, just based off how this market's moving. If we see that, this is where I would do that. Now, zooming into this price action itself, let's go down to like the 1 hour. What's been going on? So one thing I want you guys to notice is how the market left this little liquidity pool here. So that's going to be a target for later, not for now. Okay. Now, one thing I also want you guys to notice how this market's pushing up. We took out this area and then we invalidated this area here. Us invalidating this area is confirming to me that our next point that we're targeting most likely is going to be up here. Being said, this is the only like valid supply zone that I would give the market to react from for us to go lower. As you can see right here, this is where we got that reaction within this area. I believe this is last month CPI. That was Wednesday on Thursday. That was Wednesday on the 13th November, right? So this was our last month CPI. This is why we got that reaction right here, and you can see we have that minor push to the downside. Now within this price action, I want you guys to notice something. Notice this move right here, that manipulation, taking out all of these lows, and then after that we have this push higher. So this here is our order flow. Okay, that is our order flow. That is our pullback order flow that's going to the upside. This is why I have this last manipulation as well that took out these little lows here. You can see we have New York and we have Asian, and we kind of just manipulated that. I believe this was some type of news as well. I'm not sure exactly what the news event was, but This is where I would set a limit order at the 50% of this last manipulation. Stop loss being underneath this low. Of course, this is a huge stop loss. I'm only going for a 1 to 3, so that's why I would set a limit order. Now, as far as we're having what, 1, 2, 3 drives, we all know that this right here is a distribution. Look at how this distribution is built. What do you think is going to happen? So we have all of these lows sitting underneath this distro. 1, 2, 3, right? We have 3 pushes up, right? 3 drives, and then we have the push down taking out liquidity. Like I taught you guys, we are in a bullish market cycle. We can see the market is taking out lows, right? When you see the market is manipulating the lows and we're going higher, we are in a bullish market cycle. When it's manipulating the highs and we're going lower, we're in a bearish market cycle. So for example, right here, you can see the market manipulated the highs and we went lower, right? And that was happening as we were going lower. We're manipulating highs, going lower, manipulating highs, going lower. Now we're switched back to a bullish market cycle, which means we're expecting the manipulation of the lows. So what does that mean? So seeing that we have this manipulation here, I would not be surprised. Let's go back. So I wouldn't be surprised. And let me make this bigger for you guys as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we got something like this, right? Invalidating this. If we see this, of course, you guys know that our next possible entry is going to come from whatever price action is within here to take this higher, targeting our supply zone. Now, that's one scenario. Our next scenario, of course, is going to be us coming lower and getting our entry within this area. Okay, so that's how I'm looking at GU at the moment. Now, moving on to EU, it's kind of the same price action. I was already marking this up, as you guys can see here. So the thing about this is EU did the same thing, right? We're invalidating all of this supply right here, even this area. We're taking out all of this area, which is showing me that we're coming back to our supply zone. We're looking for a retracement. That's what the market is doing right now. Also, as you guys can see, look, we have also confirmed our new low, taking out all of this liquidity. You guys remember this liquidity here that we've been waiting for, these lows right here. We took out all of this liquidity, confirming our bigger distribution, which is potentially setting us up for another push to the downside, right? As you guys can see on the higher time frame, this is a bearish market. So this could potentially set us for another push to the downside, at least getting us back into these areas right here around the, let me put this institutional price point here. If we continue going lower, this institutional price point here is going to be an important area. I do expect the market to react from that. Now, going on a lower time frame, I already have this marked up, so it's going to kind of be an easy explanation. I'm going to delete these real quick. So, but honestly, it's the same thing as GU. You can kind of see it's more or less the same price action. I'm looking for the same thing. So we have the break of market structure of this high. You can see this is our last manipulation right here. That's our last manipulation within this area. Now, I don't care about any of this price action. I'm only worried about the manipulation within the price action, right? So I took the 50% of that. That's where this move is from. If we continue going lower, this is where I'm expecting us to get that reaction for us to take it higher. Now, you can see we built the same thing here. We have our 3 drives, 1, 2, 3. That's our distribution, right? We have buying climax. We have our automatic rally here. We have our secondary test, up thrust, UTAD, market pushes lower. And look how we left all of this liquidity. So this UTAD coming lower is our manipulation. Now, what do we need? We need to see if we are going to confirm our reaccumulation, right? By breaking this high. If the market continues higher, breaks this high, then we know that we're going to wait for that pullback, mitigation, and take it higher, right? That's going to be our 2 scenarios here on Euro USD. Let's see, moving on. Let's go to USD CAD. What do we see happening? So this area here, which the market more or less kind of broke, we broke it by like a pip or two before we got to push to the upside. You can see what we did. We come back into that same area and we're getting another push to the upside. USD CAD is still bullish. I have not changed my ideas on USD CAD at all, to be honest. We're still going up. We're still in this huge explosive leg. The leg has not stopped yet, so we're going to continue looking for reaccumulations. As far as first, look for this high to get taken out, right? Once we take out this high, we're doing one of two things. We're either going to come back into this price action here, then we're going to look for accumulations, lower time frame entries there to take the market higher, or you're going to wait for that same pattern to happen. The pattern that we see here on EU and GU, you're going to wait for that same pattern on the higher time frame up here. So let's go to like the 15 minute. That's what I mean. Not the higher time frame. I meant the 15 minute. So if the market does not pull back into this manipulation right here, that's where I'd be looking for the market to pull back into. If the market does not give us a pullback, you guys know how we do our continuation moves. We're going to look for that distribution. So 1, 2, 3 drives. We're going to look for the market to take out liquidity and then invalidate that same high that pushed to take out the liquidity. Once we invalidate that high, that confirms our reaccumulation, which is our continuation move. Then after that, this area here, the price action here, that's going to be your mitigation, where you're going to take your entry to take the market higher. Okay, that's how we look for our continuation moves here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on USD CAD. AU, I think AU is still moving lower, of course. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of AU right now, so I'm going to go ahead and skip over that. Plus, I haven't gotten any requests for AU. Gold. I told you guys to leave gold alone for a little bit, and that is still going to be my same analysis. Wait until we get out of whatever this is right now. Understand we are at that time of the year again. The market's not completely slow right now, so that's not an excuse for gold to be moving like this. But understand we are at the time of the year, so seeing this is not like surprising. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue like around this huge like little range here for a little bit more, or at least until the end of the month. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. I would love to see if we get more of a pullback. Reason why I say that is I kind of want lower prices on gold for more accumulation phases, right? So I kind of want to see if we're going to push back a little bit more, maybe into this price action to get an accumulation, so we can get another reaccumulation with our, you know, our good legs towards the upside. It's going to be some good entries to take. Right here where we're at right now is we're kind of at like a we're in no man's land, right? Where we're at right now, we're in no man's land because we have our institutional price point, we have our supply looking up here. We're at all-time highs as well. I don't really know if we're getting as much buyers as we're getting before, which realistically you're not going to get as much buyers at the top of the market. So this is also why I want to see us pull back so we can get better prices. Better prices meaning maybe down here, maybe right here. It doesn't matter as long as we just get cheaper prices so we can see more buyers coming into the market, instead of kind of like predicting that the market is going to continue going higher based off the buyers that we already have, right? We want new buyers getting into the market so we can see more explosions, basically. So just be careful on gold right now. We're in a range. Wait until we get out of this range, whether that means the market continues pushing. If the market continues pushing and we maintain this level, this 2,750 level, then most likely you're going to see more reaccumulations. If the market just quickly comes up here and bounces back, then we could see another pullback back into this area right here. So just be careful where it's at right now. Don't try to predict it. Just wait until we get a movement. Since, I mean, look at the last week. Look what's been going on, right? That's not something you want to get into. So moving on, let's go to US 30 real quick. Now US 30, I'm expecting a pullback on US 30. We're at the 45,000 level here. And you can see what we're doing. We're getting all of these wicks, all of these rejections. all of these rejections. We left liquidity up here, but we're getting all of these rejections. Me seeing all of these rejections here, of course, yes, this can become a bigger reaccumulation, and I do believe that'll happen, just not right now. I think we're going to get this distribution phase first before we see a reaccumulation. What do I mean by that? I think we're going to at least confirm this distribution first, at least getting some lower prices before we see that push to the upside. So I could see this market come down a little bit more, taking out this low, just taking out all of these, just potentially taking out all of these weak-handed buyers here before we see another push. Honestly, I would love for us to push back into our reaccumulation here if we can get to this price point before we see another push to the upside, right? Understand we are at all-time highs, so being at all-time highs, I do want to see sellers get into the market. I do want to see people taking profits to push the market back to the downside, right? Once we get that, we can get lower prices, cheaper prices to buy the market, right? It's going to be easier to buy the market here than it is going to be here, right? Because we'll have a majority of people wanting to get into the market down here versus up here. All right, NAS has been doing its own thing. Honestly, we're still in a bullish market cycle. We're still in a bullish push. Order flow is bullish. We just hit 21,500. 21,750 is next, but honestly, we might just push right through that. Let me see, 21,750. Yep, 21,750 is next. And then 22,000. 22,000 is going to be like the main one. I would say this is like a minor area, just like a short-term target, but 22,000 is what I think we're coming for next. Here's a reaccumulation. So what would I look for the market to come into next? Let me, this right here. Oop. At least somewhere in here, right? This would be like the most optimal buying point here. If not, of course, you guys know what we look for, our confirmed reaccumulations, right? So seeing this market probably give another push. Look at all of this liquidity we have that we're building. We see that manipulation take out all these lows. We see a push back, invalidating that. We continue going higher. Okay, something like that. And I think that is all for the forex pairs. Let me look at Tesla while it's here. Tesla's been pushing higher. Not surprised. For those that are trading stocks, remember last time I talked about Tesla, we was looking underneath these lows. I told you guys to buy underneath these lows right here. This is our last manipulation. So this is going to be our origin if we come back. Now, you're probably asking me, how do I get into this? You don't. You don't buy as the market is going like this. You're going to wait. All right. So unfortunately, if you didn't get in around right here, you're going to have to wait. You don't want to try to top the market. And also, you're not going to have as much buyers at these prices versus going versus down here. Now, the market does not always have to come all the way down here. I do expect potentially a reaction from the 400. Let me put that right here. Institutional price point 400. I do expect a reaction. So we're gonna use the 400 as our we have this as well. This is a minor point. This is the most optimal area, of course. This is a minor point along the way. Okay, so this is the next area we're going to use. So here's what we're going to do here on Tesla. Now, depending on how we get here, tomorrow the market opens up. So we might just gap up here. This is the next area you want to watch, this 400. Watch how the market reacts here. If you see that we are pushing past this area with no to little conviction, just the market does not care about this price point, great, the market is going to continue going higher. So that means you're going to continue looking for reaccumulations. Even on a lower time frame, you can look for the same thing, 1, 2, 3 drives. Look for that little liquidation of the lows, push, take the entry, continue the market going higher. Now, if you see that the market comes in here and we are rejecting heavy and we give like a big push away from this area, this is going to be where you would look for the market to come into before looking for more buys. Okay, so that's how I would play Tesla. Just watch this price point right here, this 400. If you see that the market is struggling around here, we're probably going to see that's probably the time for you to take a short to the downside. If you don't, then potentially the market is going to continue pushing higher for a little bit more. Okay, now last but not least, we're going to talk about crypto for a little bit. Let's talk about Bitcoin just for a little bit. So 100,000, right? 100,000 Bitcoin. Now, next, like I said, 125 is next, and then 150 is next. Look to see how the market is reacting within this area right now. Look to see that we're seeing huge manipulations. Now, honestly, I don't know how strong the conviction right now of buyers is, but just looking at it from a technical standpoint, looking at it from a market standpoint, I would love for this market to continue just flying towards the upside and, for crypto to just continue going bullish. We know realistically how investors and how buyers and sellers are. That does not happen. You're always going to have sellers. You're always going to have buyers, no matter what, right? So being objective with this, I would love to see us take out these lows. Now, I would love to see a manipulation of these lows, potentially even getting us back into this area. Oh, okay. I clicked the wrong thing. But potentially even getting us back into this huge reaccumulation right here. This would be the most optimal buying point for, Bitcoin as far as right now, or just looking at it from like entire market perspective. So either one or two things that I'm looking here. Either we're going to either we're going to get a small liquidation of these lows. So that means Bitcoin going back to like 90,000 area, and then we see another leg to the push to the upside, pushing past this 100K before we get another like leg. This is probably going to take a long time to happen. We're probably going to sit here just for a little bit, maybe a couple days, maybe a week or two, before we see a liquidation and then we see another push, right? Or the market could just keep pushing, right? We don't know. But being as much objective as possible and realistic, I would love to see just a liquidation, some sort, and then we see a push, right? Just one more push to the downside. Now, the most optimal and the best scenario would be seeing us push back down to this area, which will be around underneath the 80,000, so around the 70,000, 60,000 area. Now, if that happens, the reason why this is a good thing is because we're going to have a lot of panic sellers, right? They're going to say, oh, it's over. Get out of your coins, or whatever the case may be, right? We're going to have a lot of panic sellers. The crypto market is kind of already inflated right now. Well, I wouldn't say it's already inflated, but the best entries are gone, right? The best entries for this potential bull market is gone at the moment right now. So if you didn't get in around I'd say a couple months ago, maybe around the summer, those entries are gone. The market's kind of moved already. Now, if we get this push to the downside on Bitcoin, that's going to kind of put a little scare in, the crypto market in general, especially like people that are not used to these markets. They're going to start panic selling. If we see some panic sellers, that means prices are going to start coming back down, which gives us, whoever missed the opportunity, well, I'm just going to buy more, right? That's just a good pullback to buy more. I already got some good entries from the summer on the ones that I'm looking at. I'm going to tell you guys about them in a little bit, review them a little bit more. I already got some good entries, so I'm already good. I can handle the pullbacks and everything like that, right? But for those of you who wants to buy more or get more better entries, or just, a good buying position, if we see this is the time. Once you see that we start, you start seeing the red days and, negative 20%, negative 30%. When we start seeing those red days, if we see this push back, we will see those red days, right? social media is going to go a little bit wild if we see that pushback. So now, if that happens, that's going to be the best time to buy. Okay. That's going to be the best time. So I would love for this to happen so I can get more positions and I can buy more. And also for you guys as well to buy more. So, anyways, let's talk about some cryptos that I'm personally looking at, honestly. Like I said, this whole watch list is something that I am personally, everything here I am either looking at or I am already in, right? This is something that I'm trying to get into. I didn't get into the best position here, but you can see here, we're already at all-time highs, right? So seeing, like, let's say Bitcoin does give us that drop, we're at least going to go back to maybe 27 cents, maybe 22 cents. We're at least going to get a 40% cut, well, a 50% cut off of this. People taking profits since this is all-time highs, okay? That will be a good buying position. We do not want to buy this where it's near all-time highs, right? We're traders. We know how this market is. We don't buy at the highs, okay? Buy low, sell high. Basically, the whole main point of this, okay? But Cetus-Fi, this is still, let's see where we're at. Looking at it from an all view, I would say it's a good investment. But if you didn't get in around like maybe $1, I mean, you can still get in here. I would look for a little pullback first. You can still get in, but to be honest, I would wait to see what Bitcoin does at this 100K before you get into anything. I'm already in Cetus-Fi, so I don't have to force myself to get into it. I know Solidus AI Tech is still at a good point right here. This is still a good buy. Yeah, it's still a very good buy here. Let's see what else. Citus, this is still a good buy. Well, let's see. It's really in the dumps. Nah, I would wait. I would wait on that one. Altera, this is still a good buy. Okay. I got into this very early, but this is still a good buy here. Let's see. Phantasma is still a good buy. The reason why I say this is still a good buy, look at this consolidation right here. That means we have people that actually are holding their money inside of this. So this is a good buy. Let's see. Playbull, this is also a good buy. You really got to know about crypto to get into this one. You're going to have to go and swap it on the Avalanche network if you know about crypto that much. But yeah, if you know how to use the networks and everything like that, then yes, this is a good buy. AI agents, this is something I'm actually looking to get into like very soon. Probably I might get into this today. I didn't like how this was at all these highs, but this is a new coin, right? This just came out. So let me see. Yeah, this is a good buy right now. It's on the Solana network. Probably gonna get into it today. Let's see, what else do we have? That's a meme coin. This is also a great buy. This is AI. This is what, now this is a low market cap, so you're kind of like, these are low market caps, okay? This is not something you want to throw a lot of money into, okay? When I say a good buy, especially for these, since these are kind of low market cap, mid cap coins, these are not like the trusted. You don't want to throw a lot of money. You don't have to throw a lot of money into this, right? I like trading these low market cap coins because usually these are going to give you the best return on investment. You can put $100 into this and come out with like $1,000 or $2,000. That's a great return on investment, especially if you want to, risk low, keep your risk low. You want to keep your risk low with these low market cap coins. 4 million, you want to keep that. You want to keep your risk low. You don't have to put a lot into this since it's already a low market cap. Now, when it gets to like the 100 million, maybe 200 million coins, those you can put a little bit more. But just in crypto in general, you don't want to throw a lot of money, right? You kind of just want to throw maybe 100 or 200 here, Like, that's what I've been doing. I've been just throwing 100, 200, 300, not throwing a lot of money into these coins. Understand, it's still crypto. Just understand how the market works. Okay, you don't throw your life savings in investment. This is not stocks, ETFs. Don't throw a lot of money in these markets. I don't want you to lose your money. This is just a good way to make more money at the moment. Crypto is a good opportunity at the moment to make money. Okay, Vulcan Forge, good investment. Okay, I know on the monthly chart it's up here, but you look at this chart right here compared to where we were at a couple months ago, right? This was in March. It was at $10. It's at $5. It's half of where it was at. Okay, that's double your money if it goes to $10, and that's not even its all-time high. Its all-time high is like $30. Okay, good investment. It's at 179 million. This is a good investment. This is something don't throw a lot of money, but this you could throw a little bit more if you have the capital, right? But good investment here. PAL, great investment here as well. Let's see, Echelon Prime, good investment. Engine Coin is a good investment as well. You can see, like, this is what I was talking about. Most of these have already moved up from the best prices. The best prices was like a couple, like 2 months ago. So these are already kind of moving up from the best prices. So if we see Bitcoin give us like a small dip, maybe a 30% dip, then we will see these also dip maybe like 30%, right? And then we could get better buying prices. We can see that pullback to get a better buying price, right? This is why I want you guys to kind of wait and be patient to see if we're going to get that. But these are my whole watch list and what I'm looking at like right now and what I'm getting into. Like, I'm already into Cetify. I'm already into Vulcan Forge. I'm already into Altera. I'm already into Citus. I'm already into Phantasma. I'm already into Playbull. This is something I'm looking to get into next. This and Agents AI are my next buys, especially Agents AI. This is going to be my next buy right here. All right, so that's going to be it for this market analysis, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.